I, on my personal behalf and also on the behalf of my institute, I welcome our distinguished alumnus and the resource person, Dr. Manu K. Vora ji. He is the chairman and president of Business Excellence Incorporated USA. I also welcome uh, Dr. Girdhari Lalgar ji, Sri Dinesh Singh ji, Gautam ji, and other dignitaries present from AICT, Sri Shakti Tiwari ji, secretary from World Book of Records UK, executive from industries, faculty members, and students from AICT associated colleges, my colleagues from the institute, media people, and also my own students from IIT BHU. Today, we are going to have the last session of the soft skills program. This soft skill program consisted of 6 sessions: effective leadership held on March 25th, effective decision making held on 1st of April, effective time management held on 8th of April, effective team management held on 14th of April, and effective project management. It was done yesterday on 21st April 2022. This soft skill program is being organized by the Training and Placement Cell of Indian Institute of Technology, Varanasi, in association with All India Council for Technical Education, specifically Atal Academy and Indo-Alma World. I am indeed very happy to inform you that this program is being witnessed on online platform by our 800 plus registered students and other thousands of our students on YouTube. Very good number of students and faculty members from 9,000 plus colleges across our country through All India Council for Technical Education using platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm also very happy to share that a good number of industry executives are also attending this program. Today's topic on career development guidance is very important one. My young students, you are at a very forming stage of your career. It is seen that you look out for a typical academic program mostly based on peer pressure without evaluating whether you have any liking for that area or you have the strength in that typical academic discipline. A wrong decision at this golden stage of your life may waste your crucial time and may keep you deprived of opportunities that can really give you pleasure and happiness. Thanks to NEP 2020 plan document that provides you with the opportunities for corrective action and choosing the other routes through credit banking or multiple exit and multiple entry system. And this is what is envisaged in NEP 2020 plan document. We are fortunate to have Professor Anil Sasbudeji will be joining us at a later part of today's session, who facilitated the change in the educational policy to make it more meaningful. The NEP 2020 document focuses on steering the student's career in the desired and right direction, thanks to Dr. Kasturi Ranganji, who under his chairmanship and with very important members such as Dr. Manu K. Vora has provided this meaningful opportunity. A right career will desire you student to be good at your professional life and also to contribute to the society. Dr. Manuji is a very exceptional person. He has a right blend of professional, academic, and social outlook. So let us listen from Dr. Manu Vora what he has to say towards guiding your career. Dr. Manu K. Vora ji.
Okay. So
before that, if you permit, Manuji, by now you are a known person, but there could be that there are few persons who might be joining this lecture right today itself. So for their sake, I'd like to briefly introduce yourself. So sure. Dr. Vora ji is expert peer reviewer for AICT Atal Academy FDPs 2021-22. He had been our distinguished alumnus and he was decorated with Distinguished Alumnus Award during the centenary year of Varanasi Hindu University in 2015. He is member of AICT NEP 2020 Implementation Plan Committee. He is ASQ Fellow, Chairman and President, Business Excellence Incorporated since 2000. He has 47 years of leadership experience guiding Fortune 500 companies. He has spent 29 years as adjunct faculty globally in operations management. He has contributed 680 educational institutions worldwide, delivered 1,220 presentations and published 35 scholarly articles, wrote 50 blog posts on quality management, gave two TEDx talks in 2013 at IIT BHU and another one at IIT Chicago in USA. He has designed and delivered soft skills program to over 1 million people, a very, very large and significant number. He was appointed Fulbright specialist and is continuing to be so, and he'll be holding this position until 2023. He is serving as the president, Blind Foundation for India from 1989, and he has raised $5.5 million. He holds B.Tech degree from IIT BHU Varanasi Business School, MS and PhD in Chemical Engineering from IIT Chicago. He also has MBA degree in Marketing Management, which he earned from Keller Graduate School of Management, which is in Chicago. He has delivered 48 sessions at AICT Atal Academy FDPs in 21-22, a very, very large number. He has peer reviewed 66 AICT Atal Academy FDPs in 2021-22. He has earned 6 medals for quality and 4 medals for philanthropy during 2000 to 2015. He has earned 60 awards for outstanding professional contribution, 40 awards for lifelong selfless community service, and recently he earned certificate of commitment from World Book of Records, London, UK, and it was given to him in recognition of his social work in this year itself, 2022. So with this brief introduction, I invite you, Dr. Manu K. Vora ji, to share your thought. How is it that people can choose a right career, and what do you have to say to the students who are attending this soft skill program today?
Sure. Thank you, Anil Kumar ji, for your very kind introduction. Welcome all the dignitaries, Dr. Gidal Lal Garg, Dr. Dinesh Singh, Shakti Tiwari ji, and others who have joined, and all the faculties and students from our own campus at IIT BHU and from around India. Very, very warm evening to all of you. And today's topic is highly relevant, and first 5 sessions allowed us to understand the importance of leadership, decision-making, time management, teamwork, including problem solving, ultimately becoming proficient in project management. But that learning needs to be applied at the ground level to solve society's real issues and problems. And this is where everything comes together. So it's extremely important session. And I'll share with you some of my thoughts on how do we manage our career well. So let me share the presentation at this point. Is the presentation visible?
Yes, Manuji, it's visible.
Okay, just 1 second. There are a couple of other things hanging in there, so I'll stop that. Okay. All right, so let's see. Is the presentation now visible?
No.
Okay, so let me bring it up one more time. Okay, now it should be visible.
Yes, it's visible now.
Okay, thank you. All right, so here is the quick roadmap. So I look at this career development guidance, and the success rests on 4 pillars. The very first pillar is the importance of planning, and that's where we will relook at Dr. Deming's cycle vis-a-vis career development. Secondly, understanding our own strengths and leveraging it right from the beginning to the end of our career. Third is importance of soft skills, which we will quickly review of what we have discussed in the previous 5 sessions. And the last very important pillar of success for your career development is the importance of community service. How do we give back to the nation, and how do we help in nation building? And we'll close it with a very motivational talk by famous football coach Lou Holtz. So very quickly, we will review the feedback from the project management session. Overall 100%, so thank you very much. So about 97.9, 98% of people felt that they learned something new, concepts and ideas, and this is the feedback from the IIT BHU students who are joining in online. And At least 95.8, 96% of the students felt that these ideas discussed in the project management session were applicable in their study and the work. So thanks again for these great feedback. And these were the 5 key takeaways from the project management session, the project management itself. How do we make use of the resources effectively? How to have critical thinking for the success of the project, managing the risk, and understanding the critical path and its importance in maintaining the schedule for the project. And here comes the great news. The last session, we are getting views over 1,000 within a day, and rest of the session, all combined, 5 of them, we have now crossed 65,000 views. Majority of the views are coming from the ICT site. So once again, thanks to the leadership of Chairman Anil Sahasrabudhe and great support from Atal Academy, starting with Mamta Rani Agarwal ji, Dr. Ghazal Lal Garg, Dr. Dinesh Singh ji, and others, and Gautam Kumar and Rahul Kumar for live streaming help, etc. So thanks again. Now, a recap of the last session. Those who did not attend the very important project management session, the reference was made that project management is one discipline which all engineering and scientific students, engineering and science branch student must master and able to execute well. And at the business side, they have to manage the project. So project management should become one of the fundamental course required right from the beginning at the first year entry level, and share with them what is project management, benefits, what are the goals, how do you achieve that, etc. Now, when you design the project management course, do not make it tool specific or computational base only. Integrate the concepts of leadership, decision making, time management, teamwork, problem solving, and risk management, because those are the critical components which will allow you to have a conceptual background and the information about managing the project well. And very important, tied to today's topic, we can leverage the project management knowledge to solve society's real problems and help in nation building. And if we do that well, I think we will be achieving the guidance provided by the National Education Policy 2020, where both the soft skills is one of the module FDP, Faculty Development Program, for the last 2 years, and also the project management, risk management, etc. are also part of the NEP 2020 implementation plan FDP's topics. Now, this has been brought in before. Just point I wanted to make is these are interconnected topics and they are highly synergistic. You cannot be good at project management unless you master topics 1 through 4. And once you master project management, you have to apply that in real life to solve the problems of the society. Last century, we needed reading, writing, and arithmetic. This century, we will be looking for additional 3 critical skills: teamwork, problem solving, and project management. If we master those additional 3 skills, we'll be relevant at the global scene. Let's begin first with the planning focus. So here is the situation. Generally in our life, we start working on things after graduation. We go around in different directions, take variety of jobs, but towards the end of our career, we realize that we were good with something. So instead of doing that zigzag path, we need to first start focusing on to plan our career right from the beginning. But keep in mind that you need to have flexibility built in, which I'll bring in towards the middle part of the presentation, where change management is active. So planning focus is very important. Unless you plan your career, nobody else will do it for you. Even at the workplace, you have your manager, your director, etc. They are there to guide you, but they are not there to take care of your own career development. You need to take the ownership. You need to take the initiative to start planning your career right from the beginning. Continue to develop yourself, make yourself very valuable by building up knowledge, be the expert in the domain you are in, and of course, we'll throw light on soft skills needed to be highly successful. So Dr. Deming cycle, and very briefly about Dr. Deming, along with Dr. Juran, two scientists sent to Japan after World War II by the US government. They taught them quality improvement, process improvement, quality management. As a result, Japanese are the best in making the automobiles and electronics in the world. So the cycle has a four component: plan, do, study, and act. So 10% excellent plan for your career and 90% flawless execution will give you success in what you are looking for. And keep in mind, planning without execution is futile, but execution without planning could be fatal. You need both 10% plan, 90% flawless execution. They also say 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. They all go in the same direction. Second item is the theory of strengths. Now, this is where the comment I made earlier. We start our career, go in one direction, then we change, go in the other direction, keep searching for ultimate we want to achieve in life. But that is not the best approach. The good approach is you first find out what you are good at and then leverage those strengths in all the time during the studies, during the career path and career progression. And I'll tell you this wonderful book from Gallup organization, StrengthsFinder 2.0, where they have studied people who are successful in different domains from around the world. They put together this book called StrengthsFinder 2.0, published in 2007. And they've identified 34 major strengths from their collection of data. And they define strength as a multiplier of talent, time investment. Important to remember definition from Gallup. The strength means the ability to consistently provide near perfect performance. The ability to consistently provide near perfect performance. Will it not be nice, whatever things you undertake, you can deliver 100% or more? That will be a tremendous satisfaction to have, and that can only happen when you are playing in your strength zone. Now, graphically, you look at the strength in the middle. There are three bubbles at the top: thinking, feeling, and behaving, that constitute talent, which is naturally ingrained in you. You are hardwired with it. It happens automatically in all situations. And the investment are the three bubbles at the bottom, building up the skills, the knowledge, and the experience. So I'll give you two examples. One was a coach spotted a ping pong player who was extremely good with the forehand stroke. So he decided to give him extra practice in forehand stroke only, not to worry about the backhand stroke. With that additional practice and his strength in the forehand stroke, he won the world championship. Why? Because he was utilizing his strength to the fullest extent with the help of the coach. Secondly, if you have 5 subjects, either you are showing your report card to your parents, or if you have children, for the faculties who are listening in, they are in the classes studying in various levels, 5 subjects, 3 A's, 1 B, 1 C. Normally, when you sit down to discuss the semester's progress, most of the time it will be focused on C. This theory of strength is 180-degree opposite. Focus on 3 A's first to make sure A's remains A. Child has already shown the preference. C will hardly ever become A. Give some additional resources so C may become B. So don't beat up people on negatives. Focus on their strengths and manage the weaknesses so it doesn't come in the way. Now you have to buy a new book, and I'll share with you a link where there is a reasonable price available. This book at the Amazon.in. Now, why the new book? Because back of the book there is a sealed envelope that has a code in it. You use the code to take an online test. Within half an hour, answering all the questions. When you hit for results, the results will come in with your top 5 strengths with the explanation why you are good at what you are good at. So here are my top 5 strengths, just as an example, out of 34 listed by Gallup. I'm an arranger, more like a conductor of the symphony. I could see all the variable pieces and able to arrange them well. So the magnum opus will result at the end, and beautiful orchestra will play with the fantastic music. Secondly, I'm an achiever. I have an inner drive that keeps me moving. Third, I'm a learner. I want to move from the journey of ignorance to competence. Fourth, I'm a maximizer. Look for excellence first from myself, and average doesn't work. And then I expect that from people whom I'm working with, as well, including my family members. And last, I'm a relator. I have a tendency to build relationship once I come in contact with people. So you will get your top 5 strengths. Then what do you do with it? On your curriculum vitae or bio, right below the objective, you list my top 5 strengths. And that will open up conversation when you go for interview. Objectively describe. That's the question the interviewer can ask you. How any of these strengths help you to do well in your studies or any projects or internship you have done, and how did it help you to do better? It's a neat way to identify your strengths and display them on your curriculum vitae. It will be life-changing experience because most of the time people have no clue what their strengths are. So they do not have that on their resume or the curriculum vitae. The Gallup wrote another book called Soar with Your Strengths. There's one humorous line, so let me read it. You don't teach a pig to sing, it annoys the pig and wastes your time. As we all know, pigs are not very good at singing. You poke them and they will come out with funny sounds. But this is what we do in real life. You do 99 good things. One bad thing happens and you are at a performance review for your internship or for your real work, either at the institute or in the work setting in the companies. Focus will be on one bad thing happened just 1 week before the performance review time. 99 good things done throughout the year will be forgotten or skipped over. So always focus on strengths. Build people up, not tear people down. And that is the way one can find out the strengths and continue to use it. Now, let me tell you personally, I'm a chemical engineer by training from the great campus of Varanasi University. And why I chose chemical engineering? Because I was proficient in chemistry and mathematics. I had liking for both of those subjects. Combination of the two was a natural fit to take up chemical engineering as my initial academic work, and that has served me very well. And of course, later part I'll explain to you, I have not stayed in the same discipline because new things happen and you need to be ready to jump on and move to the new dimensions when the opportunity knocks at your door. Very important concept, leverage your strengths all the time. So at this point, I want to stop sharing. And Anil Kumar ji, if there are any questions, let's clear the deck quickly. One.
Manuji, right now there are no questions.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Gizarlal ji, any question from the ICT live streaming?
Sir, there is one question. We know our strength. Actually, sometime, but due to pressure or due to environmentally happenings, We miss all these things.
Yeah. So the real challenge is for the supervisor or the manager, and you yourself need to show your strength, share your strengths with them. So what happens is when management decides to charter a team, they will just pick up people and put them in the team without really thinking through who has the strength to tackle that issue and who is likely to volunteer. So we miss out that great opportunity to build a fantastic dream team. So we need to first ask for their strengths as a supervisor or a manager, and then find out whether they are interested. Are they ready to volunteer? And if they do, that's a great combination. Volunteer as well as they have the strength to do that work. If we take that little extra time while we are building the team, those teams will be highly successful. They will tackle monumental tasks with great ease because the right people are working together. So this is a combination of understanding the strengths, looking for volunteers to leverage their strengths, and making sure they are all working under the guidance of the team lead. So that's the guidance I would suggest. And I've seen it has been working well whenever I've been on the teams. And I've also seen things not working well when those things were neglected. So with that, let me get back. Yeah, one more. Go ahead.
One more question. Sir, क्या होता है कई बार strength भी पता है पर उसको और काम में भी लेना है. जैसे I'm a good reformer, but sometimes I can't reform the things. मेरे को और बहुत सारे काम करने पर जो मेरा बेसिक स्ट्रेंथ है वो कई बार यूज नहीं कर पाता. हाँ कि मल्टीपल यूज हो जाता है, पर वो जो 99% जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो ड्यू टू ब्रेड एंड बटर कह सकते हो या नौकरी की वजह से बोल सकते हो या और बहुत सारे काम होते हैं, उस वजह से जो पैशन है वो कहीं और हो जाता है, प्रोफेशन कहीं और हो जाता है.
Yeah. So I think I understand the question. The real challenge is how do you prioritize your work?
Yeah.
So you want to work on important thing from the work first, but you have a personal time. At that point, you pick up very important projects you want to accomplish in your life. That combination requires a balance, and that you are person in charge. You have to decide whether you want to do all the time working on the work-related thing, or you want to finish your work effectively and efficiently, deliver what is required by working on important things, time management issue we discussed, so that you are not wasting time on superfluous thing. And then whatever time is your personal time, at that time you decide what projects you want to take on to help the others and serve the community. And I've seen that thing working very well if you have focus on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, may I have one question?
Sure. Yeah, one question, please, in the interest of time. Go ahead, Dinesh.
Yes, sir. Sometimes the team leader on the team utilizes their full strength and they accomplish their task, but their strength or their accomplishment of task is not recognized by the higher authorities or the team, other team members. So, due to this, the team members get demoralized. So, in that case, what the team leader should do to encourage them, sir?
Yeah. So in the project management, the success comes at the beginning when there is a launch meeting where everybody on the team is all together, including the people who are supporting them, to share what is the project about, what is the timeline, what are the resources they will be working on, what are the goals, and what objectives they will achieve. Once that rolls out, then throughout the life of the project manager, project leader, should be encouraging their members to do their best. And this is where building a dream team comes into play. If you have the right people with the positive attitude, can do, and if they are assembled together with the different skill sets and they are collaborating and cooperating, then once they accomplish on a periodic basis good goals, the team leader should take time out to recognize their contribution and send a message to higher up, recognizing the team effort. We are good at recognizing individual effort, but we forget to recognize the team effort. And that is extremely important because the team are the one which make the work successful. Individuals are needed to be getting the success of the team's effort and team's results. So I'll leave it at that. And role of the project manager, project leader is crucial. They need to be one who should be giving constant feedback, which is also motivating, and the recognition of the team members as you go along. That keeps the members charged, and when the good things happen, goals are accomplished, that's a tremendous recognition by in itself. And then you have to let the upper management know that good things have happened and recognize them appropriately. Okay, so with your permission, I'm going back into the presentation. I hope the slide is visible now.
Yes, it is visible.
Thank you. So here is the guidance for all the friends and faculties and students who are listening in. Point is, you need to buy a new book, because once you use a code at the back of the book, it cannot be reused by another person. And this is available for 549 rupees. Going through the Amazon.in website, they have an e-version available. And the same way, it will have a code in the back of the book. You can use the code and read the book as an e-version or hard copy. We pay here at least $20, so it's fairly inexpensive compared to what we pay here. And by the way, I had bought 3 books as soon as the book came out around 2010. The book came out in 2007. 1 for myself and 2 for both of my sons. And they used it, and they have been very supportive of this effort, and they have found it useful. Okay, so that's all about StrengthsFinder 2.0. This is the investment for your life. A small investment which will allow you to focus on your strengths, find out your strength, display it, and keep using more of it. So just to bring it to a closure, I'm not good at everything, but I found out what I'm good at, and I like to work in those areas where I'm good at so I can bring better results. Now we segue into the very important item, the soft skills. And as I mentioned earlier, as a part of National Education Policy 2020 implementation to improve teaching learning process, AICTE Atal Academy has a number of FDPs, close to around 150 topics. And one of the topic is soft skills, where 5 modules we already covered, prior modules are part of that for the last 2 years. So last year and then going forward, 22-23 is part of the NEP 2020 implementation. Here there is a brief summary of a World Economic Forum Future of Job reports, top 10 skills needed in 2022 versus 2020. So let's focus on the left side. The 4 items are carried over from 2020. They are color-coded. And when you reflect on these items, you have to ask the question, are these skills being given to the students who are studying at colleges and universities? So if you do an honest assessment, most of these skills are not developed in the students. So there is a mismatch. The workplace is demanding that they need to be proficient in these 10 skills shown here on the left. And the academic institutions are creating their product, the students who are not proficient in most of these skills. So the industry has to train and retrain them all the time. It's quite a flux and waste of resources. So will it not be nice to be in tune in terms of the academic curricula, blending in the requirements needed by the workplace and deliver those to the students so they are proficient, and this will impact and this will address the issue of unemployment or underemployment as well. So enough said on this. Soft skill importance. So if you look at the latest data, more than 90% of the executives are clamoring for people who are joining their organization to have a better soft skill over hard or technical skills. And the last bullet is very instructive. It says, for a new employee, ability to work in a team is most desirable attribute compared to problem solving or analytical and quantitative skills. And I'll expand on this a little bit later. So soft skills are very important. Here again, we have a disconnect. most of the curricula in Indian education system, there is no inclusion of the soft skills. They must be included. And by the way, we need to teach the soft skill to the faculty first, and that's the goal from the AICT Atal Academy. Empower the faculty, improve teaching learning experience. They in turn will impart that soft skill knowledge to the students to make them the best they are capable of. So very briefly, the review of the communication importance. These are some of the major components of the soft skills. I'll run them through quickly. Success in life comes 5% from academic credential, 15% from professional experiences, but 80% from the communication skills. And you have to fill in the gap, fill in the blank. Leadership, along with communication, leadership, decision making, time management, teamwork, problem solving, project management, etc. Sum total of all that will help you to become the best you are capable of. So don't run after just 5 and 15%. Refocus our energy on 80% what counts. Communication, as we mentioned, 3 components: verbal, written, and presentation. And to all my young friends around India, practice, practice, practice. More you write, more you make presentations, more you verbally communicate your ideas, you will be proficient, you will not be shy and willing to give your best ideas and get value added. Do well for yourself, for your organization, for your families, for the society, and for the nation. Decision making is another topic. We are just re-reviewing. Major tool available is a tree diagram. Looks like an organization chart sideways. You are taking a decision to go on a vacation after 2 years of hiatus due to pandemic. Now is the time to start planning your vacation. Decision 1 will trigger 3 options at decision level 2. Each of the decision level 2 has another set of options at decision level 3, ultimately leading to an outcome. So you trace a path. So you want to go on vacation, go to Europe, visit Germany, have a great time revisiting sites you have already seen. So at a glance, lot of information condensed on a single page allows you to make proper decision making. And its application is relevant in terms of choosing a branch you have chosen. So a lot of time what happens is, due to family pressure and wish of the parents, students take up the branch without realizing whether they are good or not good at it. So that thing should be avoided, and my sincere request to all the parents, allow the students to make their own choices. You give them guidance, but don't decide for them. So all the people who are listening in, majority of them are in the engineering, and of course you can have more branches. I chose chemical. I had a specialization in petroleum engineering in my final year. I had taken training for 3 months in Gujarat refinery in Vadodara. You can have other branches of engineering as well, and there are 17 different branches offered at my alma mater, IIT BHU. You can pick up business side, and that is after engineering. You can do MBA from good programs. And the comment I want to make is that being in the engineering field, you need to have exposure to business. You will be engineer alone, but if you want to be a good engineer, an effective engineer, you need to understand the business concepts and business aspects as well. So take some electives in business side while you are in the colleges and universities. And of course, there are many branches you can select based on an interest. I've chosen marketing because that's one area I was not very good at. So by learning the marketing has served me well professionally and personally. Some of you may decide to join the law, different branches again, real estate, patent law, etc. Some of you will be brave enough to get into medicine, various branches, and some will be good in fine arts, liberal art, life sciences, or pharmaceutics. So think about understanding your strengths and getting into the branches where you can continue to develop your areas of interest. Chemistry plus mathematics allow me to excel in chemical engineering. And ultimately, you want to find out the outcome of your education leading to a meaningful work. So some of you will join corporate after getting the degree. Some of you will become the educator like Anil Kumarji and other faculties listening in. Some of you will join the government work, NGOs, R&D labs. And I would applaud those who consider to become the entrepreneur, because you are the one going to create jobs for others rather than keep bagging job for yourself. So decision making, choice of branch leading to meaningful work. This is how it works in life. Effective teamwork, wonderful work by Patrick Lencioni. 5 dysfunctions of a team. So once the team is chartered to solve a specific issue in the organization or at the institute, the team leader has to ensure that none of these 5 dysfunctions are present. There should be trust among members of the team by showing them their strengths, Strengths Finder 2.0. You need to be vulnerable to other members. Show your strengths and weaknesses. So the right assignment can be made with the task and subtask in line of your strengths. Lot of time we create artificial harmony while the discussion is going on. In the team setting, out of 7 members, 1 or 2 are speaking, rest are quiet. We create artificial harmony with limited input, decisions are made, but then people are not with it in terms of execution. Everybody should give input based on collective input. 1 or 2 critical issues get focused upon. Work gets done in that direction. Everybody supports 100%. Third, lack of commitment by the member of the team. When the team leader makes the assignment, task or subtask, if there is a ambiguity, there is no clarity, then person cannot commit to do it. So make it extremely crystal clear, no ambiguity. Fourth, avoidance of accountability. This is where when task or a subtask is given, members of the team has to own up and make sure they deliver, because if they slack off, the rest of the team will be in trouble. Somebody else has to do that person's work. And last item is inattention to results. Sometimes the team could be cross-functional. People with the bigger titles have a bigger ego. They will say, okay, I'm here on the team, but I don't need to contribute. I'm just sitting here to get the credit, but without doing the work. And that is detrimental, highly dysfunctional team behavior. So the team leader has to make sure at the first meeting all these issues are discussed. If there are any dysfunction present, let it be addressed so that you are now ready to fire on all cylinders. What is teamwork? The team is many hands and one mind. And this is where individually all members of the team, they should put their individual ego and goals aside, blend in to make the team's goals as a primary objective and make the team success. When team is succeeding, you have succeeded already. Time management, Eisenhower box, y-axis not important, x-axis urgent or not urgent. So y-axis important or not important, quadrant top right, important or not urgent. That's where we should be spending 90 to 95% of our time on important items, not urgent, and focus on planning, training, building the relationship with the stakeholders, and when you do good work, take some time out to recharge your battery. Quadrant on the left side top, important and urgent, that's firefighting, 5 to 10%, no more. And last 2 quadrants, bottom 2, should not be there at all on time to spend. So here is a very good definition of time. Time is slow when you wait. Time is fast when you are late. Time is deadly when you are sad. Time is short when you are happy. Time is endless when you are in pain. Time is long when you feel bored. Every time is determined by your feelings and your psychological conditions and not by the clocks. So have a nice time always. So just remember, is your feelings and psychological conditions will determine your time. Another very important tip on problem solving, 6 items. As an engineer, sometimes we find a solution first, then they're hunting for what problem did we solve. That's the wrong approach. Take time to properly define the problem. That's the start of the problem solving journey. Secondly, find out using the data, the magnitude of the problem. Third, find out what are the root causes, what is causing those problems. And fourth, find out possible solution to address the root causes, to reduce them. And if one or two of them are reducing the root causes of the problem, make them permanent solution and go on to tackle the next important problem. This is one of the fundamental skills we should all be teaching and taught in the engineering, in the technical education, even in the business school, everywhere, all domain, including medical professions, education, all of the branches, all of the domains. Because this is what we do throughout our life, and we are paid good money to do solving the problems of the organization. Project management, last session we remembered that only 25 to 30% of the projects are successful. Rest fail. In order to improve your chances of success on a project, beautiful article from MIT Sloan Management Review. The project leader should overcome 5 crises of silence. The first one, plan the project around the facts, not on the whims. The project sponsor continue to provide support through the life of the project, faithful to the project management process. Team honestly assesses progress and risk. Remember, we discussed weekly review status only. And all members of the team must pull their effort and put their weight to solve the issues assigned to them, task and subtask. Now we come to a new item, change management. So decisions you make as a student or a professional at a given time will change due to new circumstances, changing dreams and variety of experiences. So you need to be flexible with your decision making so you can continue to make progress under change conditions. So to bring it home, I'll share with you my personal and professional journey. So I started out as a chemical engineer. After finishing my master's and PhD from IIT Chicago, I joined the Institute of Gas Technology in the coal gasification research area. Then energy crunch came and people were out of the jobs. So I started doing my MBA with marketing. And then I got picked up by AT&T Bell Labs in telecommunication. So my chemical engineering ended after 7 years of work, professional work. And then I learned about telecommunication. Then within a year, I got a break to work on a quality improvement project planning at a location here in Illinois. And I had a wonderful mentor, Mr. John Delator, who took me under his wing to mentor me, shape my career for the rest of my life. And when the decision came to work on a quality management project, quality planning, etc., choice was, and my friends were telling me, other colleagues, that this is an administrative work. Your career will be shunted and you will not make progress in the company. I decided against it because my director had a faith that I'll take on that project and make it a success. With his guidance, support, and mentorship, we brought in the tremendous amount of energy in improving the quality of our products and services for the switching system business unit at my location of 10,000 people working across 5 campuses in the surrounding area. And that has changed my life. Joined the professional society, American Society for Quality, and back in 1993 started teaching total quality management in business school. And then year 2000, after leaving AT&T Bell Labs, started my own quality management consulting company. So chemical engineer to telecommunication to expertise in quality management to start becoming an academic with 18 years of industry experience, and then become an entrepreneur to open my own company and serve the clients around the world. So the life takes many forms, many changes occur. So you need to be prepared and ready. Then you can succeed, and along the way set up number of NGOs, and one currently working on is the Blind Foundation for India. I'll mention about it in the next segment. So keep in mind, change is the only constant in our life. Okay. Before we go into the next segment, let me ask if there are one or two questions to reinforce the soft skill issues, and let's clear the deck, and then we'll keep moving in the next segment. One question from you, Anil Kumarji.
There is a one question from the. I'm getting echo. So, if 80% success is guaranteed by communication skill, does not that imply that good and brilliant academic and professional credentials can get overlooked?
No, that is a foundation. You must be proficient in your own domain first. People will only listen to you when you have some value to add and you are talking sense. You are good at communication. It doesn't mean that you know the subject well or you have the depth on the subject. That is fundamental. That's why you go to the great institute like IIT BHU and other places to receive the fundamental knowledge from the top faculty like Anil Kumarji and others. So that is your prerequisite. That's an entry to the cricket ground. Now, if you want to give a 4 or a 6, that's where you ace with your soft skills. And so combination of both is needed. Any other question?
One more question. Of course, this has been answered, but it will be better if you answer this question once again. Okay. The question is, in a team, if status and ego comes in between the working of the team, what appropriate actions can be taken?
Yeah. So this is where a team leader has to be proactive and give the special guidance to the person who is not cooperating or collaborating as a member of the team, to refocus the energy about why the team was chartered, what is the objective and the goal we need to achieve, and what role that person can play. And if they have a higher position, they can open up more resources and bring more value from their contacts as well. So that proactiveness is very important, and taking action when it's needed rather than wait till the project runs into the ground. One question from Ghazal Lalji, and then we'll keep moving.
सर एक चीज मेरे को ये समझ नहीं आ रहा कि सॉफ्ट स्किल सबको जरूरत है और सबको पता है और काफी टाइम से पता है, आज से पता नहीं, मेरे हिसाब से सनातन परंपरा में सॉफ्ट स्किल का बहुत बड़ा रोल था। करेक्ट। प्रोफेशनल स्किल तो बहुत बाद में आती थी, पर ये एक दौर ऐसा आया जिसमें सॉफ्ट स्किल को बहुत अवॉइड कर दिया। उसका रीजन क्या है?
Yeah, I think what has happened, and this is my personal observation, I may or may not be correct. So I've been teaching in India since 2006 at Great Lakes Institute of Management, Total Quality Management Program, etc. I come across brilliant students in India. Yeah. But most of them are only focused on learning technical things. They have overlooked the soft skills. And the part of the fault lies with the institutes and the system we have set up. There is no focus on putting soft skill in the curricula. If we do that and require all students, starting with the faculty, to learn the soft skills and then continue to propagate the value of it, there will be a good connect between the academia and the industry. As we saw, industry wants soft skills. Academia refuses to provide students the soft skill. So that chain has to be repaired. The chain is broken. Academia has to make sure that the soft skills are part of the curriculum. Any quick follow-up with that?
सर मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ, जो कंबाइंड फैमिली कंसेप्ट था, संयुक्त परिवार प्रथा थी, उसमें सॉफ्ट स्किल अपने आप डेवलप हो जाती थी। उसमें क्या होता था, इतने सारे परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशंस होते थे, इतने सारे लोगों को डील करना पड़ता था, एक परिवार में, तो वो अपना आपके इस आदमी से ऐसे बात करनी है, इसको ऐसे काम निकालना है. इट इज लाइक ए सॉफ्ट स्किल ना, कहाँ सॉफ्ट बोलना है, कहीं हार्ड बोलना है.
Correct. Yeah, very good example. If you have a large family, you learn how to deal with everyone, become part of the member of the team, and look out for the welfare of others as well. Excellent example, Gidar Lalji. And in the interest of time, allow me to go back to the place where I started.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. And we have to be ready for the valedictory session in the next 35 minutes. So I'm just speeding up things here and it will be done. So now we focus on the community service. And what I thought was that let's talk briefly about the importance of community service. And I'll be sharing with you two personal community service cases I've been dealing with. So one is in the 33rd year, helping blind people of India as a part of the free gift of sight, the free Chakshudan project, and soft skill program for the last 9 years, free Gyan Dan, free gift of knowledge. Before we get in there, let's look at some of the nice saying from great people from India and abroad. So regarding the service to others, Swami Vivekananda, our own, says, this life is short. The vanities of the world are transient, but they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. Everybody will do well for themselves, earn money for them and for the family, but we forget to think about others who have supported us throughout the life. Look at President John F. Kennedy. He says the goal of education is the advancement of knowledge and the dissemination of truth. So this is where ethical way to learn, don't cut the corners, don't copy in the exams, be the ethical person you become coming out of the great education institute and start serving in different domain. And President Kennedy has a very simple saying attached to him, for of those to whom much is given, much is required. So as you progress in life, keep in mind you have the ability to give, to help others. So don't underestimate your power of helping others. And that is where you will get the most satisfaction. And this is the saying from the 18th century, French-American person. And he says, I shall pass through this world but once. Any good thing, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer it or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again. You all have this wonderful life given to us by the God Almighty. Let's do something good for others, and that will go a long way, because somebody has helped us to be at wherever we are at in our station in life. We need to acknowledge with gratitude their support and guidance and pass on that baton so others can benefit from your greatness, your generosity. So here are some benefits of community service. I'm setting the stage up and then review two quick cases, and these are personal cases, so I'll be happy to share what I have learned from it. So there is a group called Habitat for Humanity, started by the President Jimmy Carter, the Nobel laureate, one of the current still living president in the 90s. So he started this group called Habitat for Humanity, building low-income houses and giving it to homeless people so that they can have their own shelter. So community service will help connect to the community by learning significance of helping others in need. It will help improving the community to make a better place for all. It improves the career prospects, particularly for the students and adults as well. You build up experience and skills like the one we have already discussed. Community service raises social awareness. It will broaden your horizon by understanding the real needs of the society and the population you are trying to help. Ultimately, your education should allow you to serve the society by tackling the right problem. And along the way, You will make tremendous contribution and get a lot of satisfaction. It gives you a chance to establish contacts and the friendship, and community service helps improve your specific skills, time management, teamwork, communicating with adults, learning from them, showing initiative, the leadership, etc. And that also opens up more contacts. Working with the adults, your job prospects improves. They could be the references for you as well. Now here comes very important slide. $64,000 slides, that's what we say here. And it so happens that if we engage our youth in India for community service, only 2 hours every week over the weekend, 8 months when the school, the colleges, universities are in session, it will amount to 64 hours per year per students. So, and if we take 250 million students in the higher education systems, well over 50,000 of them, the staggering amount of 16 billion hours of community service will come into play. Likewise, 1.26 million faculties, same amount of work they do, 80.6 million hours. This is a huge untapped potential for nation building. So let's go back to the olden time in the Gurukul, whether a person was a king or a commoner, they all had to serve and do different chores, different activities as directed by the Guru. And ultimately, when they graduate, finish their studies, they give Guru Dakshina. We need to instill the spirit of community service by making it a compulsory requirement to get the degree. And by the way, there are a number of educational institutes, including the Great Lakes where I taught. They have a Karma Yoga class, compulsory course, where they have adopted 23 villages surrounding the campus near Mahabalipuram outside of Chennai. And every Sunday, students from the MBA program are bused to the villages. They work with the village community and work on a specific project to help them in the area of education, healthcare, water, sanitation, agriculture, etc. Write up the report and they have to present it to the class, and it's required to complete that work and pass the course before they get the MBA degree. Wonderful way to connect academia with the community service, and ability for students to practice the project management skills in a friendly setting and working with the adults and pick up more nuances of great project management on real problems, help in the nation building. Now, I want to share with you that here in the US, the high school students are required to do community service to enter into top schools. Both my sons did in 4 years between 8th through 12th grade, 300 to 400 hours of community service without any money, pro bono. And elder one got the admission at Stanford, then he joined Northwestern for his MBA. Younger one went to UC Berkeley, and then 1 year sabbatical at London School of Economics. The top university makes a requirement that community service is part of the component along with the academics. And this is what we need in India. Shake up the system, wake up the system from the slumber. Wasting time during summertime or during the weekends on unnecessary things. Focus that energy 2 hours per week only, which is not too much to ask. And here comes the guidance. Any project you want to do, including the community service, you need to have a structure. So simple suggestion is appoint one faculty per institute as a champion who has the interest in heading that effort. Involve the alum and the industry experts in the project by leveraging their expertise and experience. They have a good proven track record with results, and they have a positive attitude, and they are willing to volunteer. That will be a fantastic combination, like Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Faculty as the Brahma, alumnus as the Vishnu, an industry expert, as a Mahesh, showing the disruption and the changes needed to become better. The teams chartered will determine the community needs in the surrounding community on the project we focused about: education, health, water, sanitation, agriculture. With the industry experts around, you can leverage CSR resources and set up the quarterly review of the community service project progress, use the project management discipline, the fifth session, and widely share outcome of your service project results at the institute and recognize high achievers. What this will create is an ecosystem of community service throughout the nation. And this is the dream I've been having for a while. And one of these days, that dream will become the reality. So let's all work together to make sure that our institute, we start working in this direction. Now I'll quickly run through two live cases, the projects I've been managing and part of. And it's the God's wish that I've started working in this direction. And the backdrop is, and I'll leave some of these items on the YouTube coming up. So back in 1989, we started Blind Foundation for India to help over 15 million blind people in India, 1 out of 3 in the world. And we are in the 33rd years of serving them, and we have impacted 2 million blind people in various parts of India. The mission of the foundation is very simple: to prevent and cure blindness, and secondly, to provide education and rehabilitation to permanently blind people in India. So there are staggering statistics. We talked about 15 million, 1/3 of the world blinds are in India. Every year, 2.3 million people develop cataract due to age-related issue, and 2 million blind children. Only 5% of them have any education chances. Rest of them are neglected. And of course, there is a social stigma. When the child has a disability, specifically blindness, parents do not spend any resources on them. And essentially, they become the social burden to the family, to the society, and to the nation. So far, with our small team, Blind Foundation for India, we have raised $5.5 million, 240,000 free cataract operations by our medical partners. More than 50% are Ramakrishna missions throughout India, including the Ramakrishna mission in Luxa in Varanasi. 1 million adults got the free eyesight checkup. 1 million children, mainly in government schools, K through 12, got their eyesight checked. We provide them through the medical partner glasses, vaccination against measles, provided vitamin A, etc. And by the way, vitamin A is the life source. If they lack vitamin A, they are likely to go blind. 10,000 braille kits to blind children to study with the sighted kids, 136 mobile vans donated to 19 states of India. And in Varanasi, Ramakrishna Mission, we have given 2 vans and some more are in the progress. We done 15 major projects with the Rotary matching 1 to 3 match to the tune of $500,000. So a small idea of starting a foundation has germinated into big thing. Now let me stop presenting here, and I want to make sure that the volume button is clicked because there is a short YouTube coming up. Okay, I hope the slide is visible.
It's visible.
Thank you. So additional way to help. I'm sure most of you do shopping on the Amazon site. If you pick up Blind Foundation for India on a smile.amazon.com, whatever purchases you make, indirectly we get 0.5% to the foundation. And keep in mind, every $20 we collect, that helps removing a cataract for a person in India, mainly the elderly sitting in the villages. And $1 is all it takes of vitamin A for 2 years, 5 doses oral for giving it to child between 4 to 6. And when that child is given vitamin A in early stage, they do not go blind. And when they are getting good education, they get a job in Indian currency. In 30 years, they add up to $100,000. And that is 1 to 100,000, exponential power of prevention. Now, this YouTube will share the story about why I got interested in this project. And we are honored with a NRI of the Year award in philanthropy from North America by Times Now and ICICI Bank in Mumbai on 11th of July 2018. So let me start the YouTube. It's a short one which shows the background about the foundation.
Welcome back. You're watching the Times Now ICICI Bank NRI of the Year Awards, powered by the Global Indian International School. We're in conversation with the winner of the NRI of the Year Award in the philanthropy category for the North America region, founder and director of the Blind Foundation for India, Manu Vora. Sir, your efforts at the foundation have led to the prevention, cure, and rehabilitation of over 15 million individuals that are blind and of Indian origin. What's made it possible?
Yeah, so my journey in this area started back in 1959 when I was a young student and I had a very freak accident with a firecracker. So at the Diwali time, I was playing with a firecracker. One of the cracker had not gone off. So I took that cracker in my hand, being naive, didn't know, put a puff of air, and lo and behold, that firecracker exploded in my face. So I had a third-degree burn, and my eyes were closed, so I was totally blind. And within 24 hours, fortunately, the eye doctor was able to remove the residue, and I was able to gain the eyesight. Now, while in those 24 hours, I was wondering, what is my life? Because I had lost my parents by the age of 6, and no parents, no eyesight, I had zero future. So that happened in 1959. 30 years later, we started a Blind Foundation for India, when Dr. Rajendra Vyas, he was the Honorary Secretary General of the National Association for the Blind from Mumbai. He motivated us to do something for 15 million blind, whereas we were about 1 million Asian Indians in USA. So that is the start, and this is how the God works in a mysterious way. Planted a seed, 30 years later, it germinated into the foundation, and coincidentally, we are in the 30th year of the foundation, supporting our blind brothers and sisters back home.
What a phenomenal journey, sir.
Thank you.
Now, 1/3 of the world's blind population is of Indian origin. That figure is very discouraging and very daunting. So how do you embrace this challenge and tackle it head on?
Yeah. So we came to know that the 80% of this blindness is preventable or curable. So if you take a children age 4 to 6, they go blind because they don't have vitamin A in their diet. And mainly in the villages, and as well as the elderly people who are sitting in the villages, they have a cataract due to age. Their children don't want to spend any resource to get the cataracts out. So they are needlessly sitting there as a blind people. So our effort is to prevent the blindness through vitamin A to young children. Cure is by removing the cataracts in the villages for the people. Education, we have given braille kits to the children to study with the sighted kids, and rehabilitation to get them some jobs so they can earn their own living and make them self-sufficient. And some of the things we have been doing for the last 30 years is creating a trust with the donors. We are totally transparent. We have a website, blindfoundation.org. People can go and take a look at it. We have volunteer organization. Nobody is paid a single penny. And we get all the volunteers to help us to manage the foundation. We have done so far 200,000 free cataract operations, 10,000 braille kits. We have given 128 mobile vans to take doctors to the villages and bring the patient back for cataract. And so far, on an overall basis, 1 million adults have their eyesight checked free of cost. and about 900,000 children, mainly in the government schools, their eyesight subject to prevent them from going blind.
You're transforming lives. And so there's, of course, no substitute for the gift of vision. What can others do both within India and NRIs outside of India that are looking to rally behind this cause?
Right. So I think the issue is twofold. One is we need to be aware. I was not aware when Dr. Rajendra Vyas came. He told us and he opened my eyes that so many blind people, and also the impetus is 80% is preventable or curable, and it takes only small amount of resource to help our brothers and sisters back home. So people can open up their purse and donate, and also reach out to the communities within each of their residence areas to make people aware that this is a serious challenge. Whatever we do little by little, it adds up and it becomes a big thing at the end of the day. And there is a one stanza in Sanskrit, Tamso ma jyotir gamaya, God kindly lead us from darkness to light. Now, if we take it on a metaphysical level, God kindly lead us from darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. And my simple request to all the NRIs around the world is, India has invested in us so much in the early education. Wherever we are sitting in the world, we can give back our knowledge, and all the NRIs who are settled, they do not need money. The institutions needs to have supportive administration, which will make it possible for the alumni to give it back, the knowledge, the talent, their time. And that is the order of the day.
So as a recipient of this highly prestigious, coveted NRI of the Year Award, what does this feel like?
So first of all, I want to thank Times Now and ICICI Bank for coming up with this kind of program, which essentially exposes the good work done by NRIs around the world. So hats off to both the entity. Second. Okay, so that's in a nutshell captures my involvement where I had witnessed the blindness for 24 hours. And that's why I resonate with the cause of blindness. This is a quick picture with Sri Kiran Rijiju. He was with the Ministry of Home as a Minister of State, chief guest at the program. Now we segue into the last case, the importance of education, and we turn to our own Bharat Ratna Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya ji, founder of Banaras Hindu University, the Temple of Learning. He says, knowledge without humility is worthless. So sincere request to all the students who are passing through the great institutions throughout India, develop the humility, it will serve you well. So according to Malaviya ji, he says, I have no desire for kingdom, no desire for heaven, no desire for moksha. The only desire I have is to mitigate the sorrow of the living beings who are ridden with sorrow. I want to shine light into the darkness before people's eyes. In other words, educate the youth of India and make them proficient in technical discipline, but at the same time, pick up one social cause to help in nation building. And when I passed through 4 years of my time, precious time at BHU, I learned the concept and the ideal of Mahamanaji that we are not here just to get the education, but we need to pick up a topic, area of interest and serve the society. And that's where seeds were planted back in 1964 to do something for the community. And that's where the Blind Foundation for India flourished. Now, as I mentioned, practical experience of students neglecting the soft skills. We designed a Leadership Excellence Series program, and we experimented with the leadership of Anil Kumar ji as a head of training and placement cell at IIT BHU between 2014 to 2016, where 12 sessions were offered, 6 shown in blue as a soft skill, 6 shown in red as the quality management topic. We had those 12 sessions run over the 2 years window, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 45, 50 minutes presentation using Google Hangout, which was free at that time. And Then the rest of the time, live question and answers. We use that on a YouTube recording and made the YouTube public. And the entire project is listed and is sitting at the American Society for Quality India website. And then we expanded this project to other 100 educational institutes throughout India in about 14 states, reaching between 2013 to 2016, 675,000 people. And currently we are tracking over 1 million people who have benefited from this soft skill program. And all of that was pro bono, free gift of knowledge, free Gyandan. So here comes the celebration time, Leadership Excellence Project team. Top row is all the people from ASQ and related to them. Bottom two rows, including the one in the center, Professor Anil Kumar Ji was the lead person, champion for this project from the campus. Then Dean of Student, Professor Mukherjee, Dr. Naveen Singh Rajput, etc., and all the student leaders who took on the challenge and put together that 12-session program. It was a wonderful experience, and we were recognized by the Quality Council of India in New Delhi with a DL Shah Quality Award in silver category. Next to me is my wife, Dr. Neela. We are visiting India at that time. And this was a tremendous recognition of gift of knowledge using the technology. Now, on 18th of March, while traveling to India in 2016, Swami Nikleshwaranandji, shown in the top right picture in the middle, he was with the Vadodara Center of Ramakrishna Mission. Currently, he's at the Rajkot Center as Atyaksh. From Vadodara, he took me to go to Gandhinagar at B.Tech studio, and Commissioner of Higher Education, Mr. A.J. Shah, in the white shirt, he has now retired. Mr. Shah gave me 45 minutes to talk about effective time management. So via satellite from the B.Tech studio, we connected with 450 colleges throughout Gujarat, and 5 lakh, 500,000 students and faculty benefited from the very important topic on effective time management. The link is shown. And I wanted to share with you the future direction on the skilling model. So I'd done some good work in Egypt between 2008 to 2010. So between 2016 to 2018, a call came for a new university opening in Alexandria in Egypt. And they wanted to have soft skill curriculum developed for engineering, pharmaceutical, medical, and business school under new university umbrella. So put together a total curriculum, including the assessment scheme on leadership, communication, research method, quality method, community service, entrepreneurship, and soft skills. And this program was designed to make it a more like a portfolio approach, along with the core studies they do in the domain knowledge. They have to study these 7 subjects, create a portfolio of their work by doing both theory as well as projects in a team setting. And they continue to build up their portfolio, and the report card is created. They need to achieve 80% overall in these 7 areas to get the graduation certificate. And when they go for interview, prospective employer can see they have the knowledge about these areas, and they can be chosen, and they will do well to hone up those skills at the workplace and make progress. So bottom line, when you master your soft skills, you master your destiny. So we need to master our soft skills to master our destiny. Just to wrap up on the giving back impact, very honored to share that overall in the last 52 years, I've raised $12 million US, and with the free gift of knowledge, 1 million people have benefited, mainly in India, and free gift of sight, Blind Foundation for India project, 2 million or 20 lakh people have benefited. So success factors, and we have both students and educators, so I'll just focus on the highlight. As a student, Master your subject, but make sure you respect the faculty. Guru bina gyan nahi. Unless you respect the faculty, faculty cannot deliver the best knowledge to you. Excel in technical and soft skills. Be socially responsible. Think about giving back to society and mentor other students. If you are good in studies, help others to succeed. That will help you again to be more successful. And that's a very positive feeling. And I've already shared that example from my campus days. As an educator, we must renew our knowledge, need to engage our students in the classroom. We should become the role model. Students should look up to us as a faculty and balance the theory with the practice. By just having an academic degree doesn't cut it in the 21st century. We need to either get some industry experience or as a faculty work with the industry on a project, take the team of students and solve those real problems and get how the industry works. Encourage students to think. Don't give them solution. Excite them, engage them, empower them, and challenge them so that they can find their own solution. And if you are a faculty with a lot of experience, help other faculty to come up in life. And some of you who are dreaming to be an entrepreneur, find new ways to create innovation, learn from other entrepreneurs, and mentor budding entrepreneurs. These are the way life can go on. Now we have one last YouTube, extremely motivational, and we'll be bringing this session to a close.
I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, I know. I was born in Fallsby, West Virginia. And I went by where I was born last night, about 10:30. I was born in a cellar at home, delivered by Dr. McGraw. We had one bedroom for my sister, myself, and my parents. We had a half bath and a kitchen. 7.5 years we lived in that place. There was no welfare. There was no food stamps. There was no safety net. But I always had plenty to eat. Because every time I asked for seconds, my dad would say, no, you had plenty. But the reason I was born with a silver spoon, my dad had only gone to the 3rd grade. That's all the education he had. But why was I born with a silver spoon in my mouth? Because I was taught by my parents that life's a matter of making choices, wherever you are, good or bad, because of choices you make. Don't blame anybody else, but if you get an education, you're willing to work and overcome problems and difficulties, in this great country, you can amount to something. That's why I was born with a silver spoon. I was in this country and I was taught personal responsibility for choices you make. And when we talk about a commitment to excellence, that's a choice you make. What do you want to do? Having hopes and dreams and ambition. See, I think that is absolutely critical. Don't make the mistake I made. I've done a lot of dumb things, but let me tell you the one thing I regret. We went to the University of Notre Dame. We took a program on the bottom. We took it to the very top. And for 9 straight years, we went to a January 1 bowl, the sugar, the cotton, the orange, or the fiesta. Nobody's done it before. Nobody's done it since. We put it on top and we maintained it. And that's the thing I regret the most. See, there's a rule in life that says you're either growing or you're dying. The tree's either growing or it's dying. So's grass, so's a marriage, so's a business, so's a person. Doesn't have a thing to do with age. My birthday candles cost more than a cake. But it has everything to do. Am I trying to get better? Am I trying to prove? We got on top and say, you know, this is pretty good. Let's maintain it. Let's not take any risk. We finished 2nd of the country at Notre Dame. Everybody called me an idiot. Guy finishes last in medical school, they call him doctor. That doesn't seem fair. When I left Notre Dame, I never thought I'd coach again. Where'd you go from Notre Dame? According to my mother, you go directly to heaven, you sit by the Pope. You don't coach anymore. And then I went to live in a town where the average age was deceased. And what I found out, I wasn't tired of coaching. You have to have something to hope for, something to dream. And even though you've done great things so far, what's going to happen now? I want to give you a simple plan. Life doesn't have to be complicated. I try to keep life simple. Do you realize there are only 7 colors of the rainbow? Only 7. Look what Michelangelo did with those 7 colors. There's only 7 musical notes. Look what Beethoven did with those 7 notes. There's only 10 numbers. Look what Bernie Madoff did with those 10 numbers. The point I make is it doesn't have to be complicated. See, you need 4 things in your life. If you don't have any of these 4 things in your life, you're going to have a tremendous void. See, everybody needs something to do. Number 2, everybody needs someone to love. Number 3, everybody needs someone to believe in. In my case, is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. But the 4th thing you need in your life is you need something to hope for. There's never a right time to do the wrong thing. And there's never a wrong time to do the right thing. Just do what's right. I think it's right to be honest, right to be on time. See, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy life. Have fun. You're going to have problems. You're going to have difficulties. That's part of life. And don't tell people about your problems. Do you know that 90% of the people don't care? And the other 10% are glad you got them. So you're better off keeping yourself. You're going to have problems. But have fun with what you're doing. People say, did you have fun doing the ESPN? Not really. Because if you have fun being here, people have fun being around. Doesn't mean I don't do dumb things. And sometimes I wasn't real honest. Do everything to the best of your ability with time allotted. You know, ladies and gentlemen, not all of us be All-American. Not everybody can be first team. Everybody can be the best you're capable of being. And I want to tell you, if you want to fail, you have the right to fail. That's what's great about this country. You do not have the right to cause other people to fail because you don't do everything best your ability. When you join a spouse, you bring a child in the world, you join a business, you join a team. You have obligation, responsibilities, and you owe it to other people to do the maximum you can at each and everything you do. It's not complicated. And the last rule is to show people you care. And you walk in the room, your attitude, hey, here I am, look at me. I thought, no. Your attitude, there you are, how can I help you? I wish I knew those 3 rules when I was 21. I've used them for the last 40 years. There's a statue of me at Notre Dame. I guess they need a place for the pigeons to land, but if you go look at it, just don't look at 3 words on the pedestal. Trust, commitment, love.
What a wonderful message from Lou Holtz. And just to sum up the session, simple message is always chase excellence, then success will follow you. Remember Nike's motto, just do it. We talk too much, do nothing about it. Actions are missing. Patience, persistence, and perseverance will make an unbeatable combination for success. And expect nothing and appreciate everything. We have concluded the program today. And please write down 2 key takeaways on your career development. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing. Back to you, Anil Kumar ji.
Thank you, Manuji. In the slide that you shared and the video that you presented, it was really, really wonderful. And the success factor that you enlisted, I believe that every student needs to have a kind of printout of it, post it there right on the study table. So this will definitely help them. Like maybe it will tell them where should they focus. It will make them to realize what kind of strengths they have, what kind of weaknesses they have. They should work on their strengths. They should try to get rid of the weaknesses itself. And in case they start doing it, there is no doubt, like maybe whatever they want to achieve, they'll definitely achieve in this life itself. So be it in case they want to be educator, entrepreneur, anything, or want to join corporate, etc., everywhere they can excel. So thank you very much, Manuji, once again for doing a wonderful thing. And we all have enjoyed all what you have shared over all these 6 sessions. It was really very, very tough for you getting up early in the morning, talking to new people. So that was really great. So we all were benefited.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So what should we do? Like maybe now I'm seeing that maybe Dr. Anil Sastbuddheji is still not there. Should we wait? Like what do you suggest? Or should we start the validatory function? What do you suggest?
Okay, so Kesarilal ji, is Mamta ji has joined? Has she
No,
joined?
yes, Mamta ji has not joined.
Okay, all right. So I think we can begin the valedictory session in the interest of time.
Sure.
And if chairman is able to join, we will have a blessing from him for 5 minutes.
Correct.
Okay.
He's quite a busy person. He is still on move. We all realize and appreciate the amount of effort that he is putting in bringing the education in this country to a very glorious level. So we understand that.
Okay. I hope you are able to see the slide.
Correct, Manuji. Thanks.
Okay. All right. So we are getting into the soft skill program valedictory ceremony. And let's just 1 second. I have to make sure that when I share, the volume button is clicked, which is done now. And we'll start with the virtual lamp lighting. Okay, so with that done, back to you, Anil Kumar ji. Anil Kumar ji.
voice there.
Manuji, I was trying to tell you that yes, over the past few weeks itself, it has become part of our habit to be here in this hall itself and to wait for you, to listen to your kind words, great words, to listen from you, from the great experience you have, the great knowledge you have. And that's what we are going to miss from this day. But before that, let me tell you, this is a valedictory session. So let me express and give you some idea about the background for having soft skill program for the students. So let me say that I had the privilege of understanding industry requirements right from the beginning of my teaching career that began at IIT BHU way back in 1981. So besides, I had the opportunity to serve Ispat Industries Limited at Raigad, a company that was owned by Sri Vinod Mittal, younger brother of Sri Alan Mittal. Having interaction with the industry, I could find a big gap between the skills that the students receive from the institute and the skills that industries, in addition, wish to have. It were the soft skills that make graduate students employable and work for industries. So when I got the opportunity as the professor in charge of the training and placement cell of this institute, I roped in industries to train our students on soft skills. This helped us to change the placement scenario at this institute itself, and you'll be very happy, Dr. Manuji and Kesarilal ji, to learn that as far as placement goes, we are on the top in this country itself. So this IIT BHU at the top position in terms of placement. So luckily, at a later stage, I came in touch with you, Dr. Manu K. Vora ji, you remember it, and then we discussed the issue of employability of the student at this institute. Then you agreed to design and deliver soft skill program for the benefit of our student itself. So this program with sessions on leadership, decision making, time management, team management, quality management, and project management, and this whole program has been done two times earlier itself. So this year, when we were planning to have the soft skill program for our students, so we thought, why should not we do it for the benefit of all the students of this country itself? The reason being that during COVID time, we have seen the benefit of using digital platform. This digital platform has provided us the opportunity to reach a large section of the society itself. So having that idea in mind, we thought like how to reach. So Manuji suggested that we should rope in AICT and such kind of institution itself. And yes, Then we must thank Dr. Anil Sahasbuddhe ji, Mamta Rani ji, Agrawal ji, then maybe yes, Girdhai Lal Garg, all such people itself who have given their consent and who readily agreed to associate themselves with this kind of program. And because of them only, now we have been in a position to reach a large section of this, our country itself. So I'm very happy to tell you, Manuji, to share with you that recently Railway University is coming up. Railway used to have a teaching center at Jamalpur in Bihar itself, and they are going to start undergraduate level program in mechanical engineering, infrastructure engineering, etc. The slide that you talked about in the last, so they are going to imbibe soft skill program into their academic curricula. So hopefully that kind of model curricula that they are bringing out, Girdhari Lal Garg is there in case he agrees. I can provide him the soft copy, and an internal debate at AICT can start. How is it that we can have soft skill program imbibed into our academic curricula? So I can provide you that kind of help, Girdhari Lal Garg, in case you agree.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Great idea.
So now I will request, like maybe this is the brief that I have. Now I'll request to Dr. Manu K. Vora ji to summarize all the sessions once again, please. Manu Vora ji.
Thank you. Thank you, Anil Kumar ji. So we will pick up first the spread of the program. And once again, tremendous contribution from AICTE under the leadership of Chairman Professor Anil Sahasbuddhe ji, Mamta Rani Agrawal ji, AICTE Atal Academy, Dr. Girdhari Lal Garg ji, Dr. Dinesh Singh ji, and others from e-governance, media, etc. And we'll be acknowledging them very shortly. So 6 sessions, bottom line, all combined, we have crossed 65,000 views. And today's session will add to it. And one of the things I was discussing with Dr. Girdhari Lal ji was that he has a dream that we may be hitting 1 lakh very soon. So this one will keep on going. Thank you. Thank you. Now, the proof of the pudding, feedback from the IIT BHU attendees, students mainly. As you see here, we had designed a very simple but effective survey form based on about 30 plus years of my experience in the domain for customer satisfaction. Overall satisfaction, 97 to 100% on the sessions, and today's session will know more within a day. Learn new ideas, varied from 97 to 100%, and able to apply those ideas varied from 92 to 99%. So basic request is when we learn something new, focus on its application, because then those ideas are worthwhile. Then you apply them, try a little, see how the results come, and keep adding to it. And these are the ideas you want to have it in your toolbox, which will carry your journey forward. And I'll quickly recap these sessions. Session 1, we learn about the importance of leadership. It's all about influencing, igniting, and inspiring ordinary people to do extraordinary things. So leaders define the purpose, create the vision, identify key strategies, allocate right resources, and achieve results through people. Very important to remember, leadership is about walking the talk, practice. You can't just keep reading on leadership and not practice it. Practice, practice, practice. Session 2 on effective decision making. Remember, AMA, ability will determine what you are capable of doing. Motivation determines how you do it. Attitude determines how well you do it. You need to engage 3 H's, the heart for emotions, head, ideas, and logic, hence implementation in making ethical decisions. Leadership ability is to translate the vision into action and actions into next level of vision for decisive decision making. And very, very important to remember that ethical decision making is essential for success as an individual and for all organizations in all domains. And decide to be a lifelong learner. Continue learning and keep yourself up to date in your domain and other areas so you are useful to yourself and to the workplaces and to the society. Session 3 on time management. Set goals for managing your time on a daily basis. Prioritize the work important first, not the urgent. Organize yourself. Learn when to say no when you are busy. Use your waiting time effectively. Concentrate one task at hand and continue to wrap up the work you are supposed to be doing, focusing on important things. And use your personal prime time to achieve 80% of the results by focusing on 20% of your time during personal prime time. And when you have achieved the objectives for the day, celebrate your success. Session 4, effective teamwork. Very simple. The difference between success and failure is a great team. And as you have all witnessed, we have a wonderful team here. Started from the soft skill program team under the leadership of Anil Kumar ji, 7 support, and then Alma World Limited, and then State of Uttarakhand Ministry of Higher Education. So it's a tremendous amount of collaboration to bring the program on soft skill to everyone. So teamwork in action. Project management, we covered it earlier, so I won't go into more detail, but this project management course should become part of the curricula in every education institute. And I would even say expose students between 11th and 12th grades on the importance of projects, give them foundations so when they enter the education institutes for undergrad, grad, postgraduate, they have some basic idea and they can do well. And we wrapped up today's session. Simple guidance, chase excellence, then success will follow you. With that, back to you, Anil Kumar ji.
Manuji, you have been telling us throughout all this program that we must recognize the efforts the people have put in to make the program success. So, so in that process, we'll go with honoring our Shahs Buddhiji. Without his consent and without his proactive approach, probably we would have not found AICT to get associated with this kind of program. And it is because of his leadership, this program is reaching maybe the whole country itself. So he deserves our special appreciation. So this memento is for our leader from AICT. And I would also like to felicitate at this level yourself, sir, because of you only we have this program. So you deserve a special mention.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very kind of you.
So now we are going to honor the people who have associated with us itself. So Mamta Rani ji, she was available as the guest of honor during the inaugural ceremony of this program. So yes, we highly appreciate, we value her time, her contribution. So we also welcome, yes, and maybe appreciate the other associates. Sri Shakti Tiwari ji, he is from World Book of Records, UK, London. Shakti Tiwari ji, we express our sincere thanks for your association, and we look forward to this level of association in time to come as well. So we also had association from Government of Uttarakhand, Srimati Radha Raturi ji and Dr. Rakesh Kumar. They were supposed to be here with the last session that we had yesterday itself. What happened, like Radha Raturi ji, she was caught into problem. Her brother got stroke, and then maybe Dr. Rakesh Kumar, his wife was hospitalized, and that was the reason they were not present yesterday. But they had given their blessing for the success of this program. They deserve our special mention and a special thanks. So thanks to you both. So, yes, you do all kinds of things, but in case it does not come into the knowledge of the public itself, so it loses its value. So the people who have helped us in bringing out the stories about this program, they deserve our special mention. So we greatly acknowledge the people who have come from Dainik Jagran, Dainik Bhaskar, Aaj, Hindustan, Amar Ujala or Annex. And this matter was covered, this whole program, particularly the inaugural session, the press release which was released on the day one, it it was covered by GNT and also by Denkasi. They also deserve our special mention and thanks. Now there are people like maybe who were behind the scene itself, but they have provided us great support. So Dr. Ravind Soniji, we express our deepest sense of gratitude. Dr. Ramesh Unnikrishnan, yes, next. Dr. Gidhari Rajji, a big clap for you, Dr. Gidhari Rajji. And a big clap also for Dr. Dinesh Singh Ji. Let me So now we also express our sincerest thanks to Dr. Amit Datta Ji, Mr. Mayank Malhotra, Mr. Gautam Kumar, Mr. Rahul Kumar, Mr. Manoj Singh, Mr. Dheeraj Mittal, Mr. Piyush Gupta, and Mr. Rahul Bhaiya. So I also must express my sincerest thanks to my office staff. Like maybe I'll call upon Mr. Ghanshyam Gupta ji itself. So like Gidhari Lal Garg, like this person cannot stand straight. He has problem in his waist side itself. I mean, he went to the hospital today, but today even at this hour you can see him like with a beautiful smile on his face and giving us great support. So thank you.
Sir, he's a blessed child. He's a blessed child. He's working with you.
So there are other people also who have greatly supported us. Mr. Mohit Shrivastava, Shravan Dubey, our other office staff, Suren Yadav and Yashwant, they all deserve my special thanks. So yeah. So my way of working is like this. Generally, people give me the credit, but the fact is that the credits are to be owned by my student team. They had been a wonderful support. If you ask me how much had been my contribution, it was big zero. And if you ask who are the people who have made the contribution, 100% contribution came from my team itself. So I greatly acknowledge the kind of support I got from my student team members. So I would like to distribute them certificate right at this hour, Banduji, if you permit me. So I call upon Bajaj. Mekala Bhavya. She was taking care of registration. Ariman Gupta. Ariman Gupta was taking care of communication. And Abhinandan, he was taking care of the technology part. Abhinandan. And Mr. Abhineet Singh. He was taking care of marketing. So there are other people also, like maybe I would like to make mention of their name itself. The student leader, Abhishek Agrawal, he is not keeping well, but he has contributed a lot. Shyansh Verma, he is with Shyansh Verma and Preeti Kumari. They provided marketing support itself, the kind of banners, posters that you see. It all were designed by these two people. Palak Gupta, he was taking care of publicity, maintaining public relations. So we greatly acknowledge the kind of effort these people have made. So thanks to all of you who have joined this program and were part of this validity function. In case you have any comments to make, we'll be more than happy to listen from you. Gidhari Lalji, in case you have any comment, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, first, we are very grateful to you. Actually, it is your vision, mission, and nowadays it is a mission mode actually. एंड मनु नो डाउट एट मनु वोरा जी के लिए तो जितने शब्द बोले जाए उतने कम है कि मतलब ही सो प्रोएक्टिव एंड सो विजनरी कि हम लोगों को कई बार लगता है कि इस उम्र में भी इतना काम कर सकते हैं. तो एक जैसे होता है ना आइडल, हमारे लिए आइडल की तरह हो गए आजकल मनु वोरा जी. हम लोग आइडल ढूंढते हैं तो हमको मनु वोरा जी का ऐसा लगता है कथनी करने में कोई अंतर नहीं है. और मेरे को कबीर का एक दोहा याद आता है, चाहा गई चिंता मिटी मनवा बेपरवाह, जिनको कछु न चाहिए वही शहंशाह. तो हमारे राजा आज के जो प्रोग्राम है, ये पूरे 6 प्रोग्राम्स के राजा हैं, वो मनु वोरा जी है. और तहे दिल से मतलब मनु वोरा जी के लिए जितना बोला जाए उतना कम है. तो हम उनके लिए कृतज्ञता जाहिर करते हैं. और अनिल अग्रवाल जी आपका भी कोई मुकाबला नहीं है, मतलब चाहे कुछ भी बोले आप बोल रहे हो तो मेरा कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन नहीं है, मैं नहीं। आपने जो सपना देखा था इस प्रोग्राम को लेके, वो सपना मुझे लग रहा है कहीं ना कहीं साकार हो रहा है। और नो डाउट हमारे चेयरमैन सर का तो वी आर वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू आवर चेयरमैन सर, एवरी टाइम से यस, ही इज अ मैन ऑफ यस कॉन्शियसनेस। एंड नो डाउट ममता रानी अग्रवाल मैम इज सो डायनेमिक, सो enthusiastic and so proactive. Every time he is motivating us, and in our team Dinesh ji and our Atal team, day and night working for this program and they are enjoying it. मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगा सर, हमारे कुछ कंसल्टेंट है जो इस प्रोग्राम को रेगुलर देख रहे हैं, तो उन्होंने हमें शेयर किया कि यार इतना अच्छा प्रोग्राम है, हम रात को देखते तो बड़ा खुश होते हैं। तो आई वाज सो हैप्पी कि मुझे लगा कि हमारा प्रोग्राम कहीं ना कहीं बर्थ है। जो कंसल्टेंट्स को हमको ने कभी अप्रोच नहीं किया, पर हम रेगुलर मेल भेज रहे हैं, उससे हमको लगता है कि नहीं लोग देखते हैं और लोग कमेंट करते हैं। मेरे हिसाब से हाईएस्ट व्यूज हमें अभी तक जो मिले हैं वो इन प्रोग्राम्स के लिए मिले हैं, और इतने शॉर्ट टाइम में। तो अनिल अग्रवाल जी, हम तो चाहेंगे आपके साथ और कंटिन्यू करना चाहेंगे इस प्रोग्राम को।
बिल्कुल करेंगे, जहां भी आवश्यकता हो, यू कैन ऑलवेज मेक यूज ऑफ माइन इटसेल्फ, and time is no constraint for me. We have great people sitting all around me itself. I get a lot of support from them. So yes, given any kind of responsibility, yes, because of their help that I get, I complete all those tasks. So Dinesh ji, in case you have anything to say, comment.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we are very grateful to Dr. Manu Vora ji, who has spared so much time for guiding us, guiding our students, and not in the technical field, but in the management field, in the social structure, everywhere. They have guided us a lot, and we are highly thankful, highly grateful to Anil ji and Dr. Manu Vora ji. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dinesh.
So in case the students have any comment to make, in case you all, so there are no comments. So before we close the program, at the end, I must thank the leadership at this institute itself. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Pramod Kumar Jain ji, our director. Because of this blessing itself, we could see this kind of program going itself. He was present during the inaugural function. I also thank our chairman, Board of Governors, Dr. Kota Hari Narayana ji. You know, like maybe he's the man behind Tejas itself. So great man. His lecture on the inaugural day was wonderful. So I also express my deep sense of gratitude and thanks for both of these persons itself. So thank you all for being over here, being part of this great session itself on valedictory. Thank you very much. So have a good night.
I'll take about 30 seconds before
please,
we
Manuji. Please, Manuji. Last
so,
come from you.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining the program. Tremendous support from the campus, from AICTE, from Alma World, and also from the state of Uttarakhand. And my sincere request to all those who are listening in is, you have some new knowledge with you, kindly take some of those ideas and implement them. Once you start implementing, you will see the change coming to you, and that will stay for a long time. So please, sincere request to take the ideas forward, keep spreading the word, and get the most out of the program we have delivered, and we'll continue to offer some of these programs as and when time permits. So with that, thank you. And once again, tremendous gratitude to all the people who contributed significantly for the success of the program. So with that, let's close the program. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Let's move together, sir.